Hello everyone. I'm talking quite often about the lack of even some very basic physics in Star Citizen. Ships, vehicles, racks, containers, nothing in Star Citizen has mass, everything has the mass of an empty paper bag. However, there are some things that have mass and add mass to your ship, for example cargo that is transported outside of your ship, not cargo that is transported internally. However, even this, cargo transported on the outside of your ship, adding mass to your ship, is very primitive, and I wouldn't call this basic physics. This is an update on my video, Moth Lemon, I released on Friday. Because there is more. Oh yeah, here's an IC report set up by Carrion Contingency. Link to this is in my first pinned comment below. Moth cannot pitch your role. Have a Moth, load a cargo crate to full, lose all pitch your role, stays work fine. So if you have a Moth loaded to the max, the cargo on the outside has more mass than the Moth, I guess. So she doesn't fly well anymore. I mean, you cannot pitch yaw and roll anymore. In real life, transporting cargo on the outside of a ship would have a small effect too, but the cargo on the Moth is very close to the center line of the ship. So it would have a small effect, but it wouldn't make your ship unsteerable. In real life, you would have to compensate with your gimbaled main engines, something most ships in Star Citizen and Moth don't have. At the moment there are 17 contributions. This has been reported by hundreds of other players, but the other issue was archived and attached to a different ticket, which is a different issue related to all ships. This is clearly Moth specific and linked to the cargo grid. Do not flag as duplicate to a non-Moth ticket. Moth with full cargo loses pitch, yaw roll, remove some, all cargo and regain control. Easily repeatable, Moth specific. Yeah, no one at CRG spent even like 5 minutes to test the Moth. This is unbelievable incompetent. We are not talking about a small studio. This is a game studio in year 14 with more than $1 billion in funding. Let this sink in. And this comment, take some crates off and you can fly again. It don't like a full inventory. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense. And another bug, when cycling ship power during ship control loss, restarting power sets all fuel to 0. Chris does not care about the PU. He only cares about eye candy, cool cinematic, and his interactive movie Squadron 42. I guess they still only have a skeleton crew working on the PU. And this one looks you are limited to a total of around 104 SU externally before the control of the ship stops. But you can carry 224 SU, 192 SU external and 32 SU on the rear elevator. So if you have loaded half of this, you are fine. Wow. For Chris, you are just his personal bank. As long as you keep on buying ships, nothing will ever improve. 2025 was CRG's best year in funding. 2025 was also the year of playability, again, but it didn't exactly improve playability, not at all. When the external crate is full, Moth loses all control. Taking off a box from each side, let me fly the ship normally. So there are some very primitive physics calculation, but it's all wrong. Just compare the mass of a container to the mass of the Moth with all the rest of the cargo. This should have a minimum effect that would be compensated by gimbaled main engines in real life. But CRG fails at even some very basic physics. I will show you now my video from Friday. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Hello everyone. We got a new ship, Argo Moth. This is my price with my local tax. Pretty steep prices if you ask me. $345 plus 10 cents for war bond and $374 plus 85 cents with store credits.
Shut up and take my money!
So what's the issue with the Moth? The Moth is a kit-based mole, again lowest possible effort. Mole and Moth don't even share paints because reasons, aka greed. And there are lots of threads on Spectrum about the Moth. For example here, Toringer, Moth, did you test the scraping multiplier before release? I was just wondering, since this is the main purpose of the chip. Did you test the scraping yield multiplier before you released the chip, CRG? No, of course not. CRG hardly ever tests anything before they release a chip. Right now, Moth has a very slow salvage speed. And we have this thread from Mendo, don't release broken chips. We have the PTU for a reason. The Moth is broken, so has been the Wolf, the Perseus, Polaris, and the list goes on and on. Let us test chips at least a week before you release them. This is a re-upload, my first post got banned. If you say anything critical about CRG's moderation or about a post that got banned, this usually results in a ban. Luckily, you didn't get banned. In addition to all the other issues, it is unnecessarily complicated to move those 8 SU containers from the elevator. No one at CRG even tested this. Here's a clip from Salty Mike.
Right? So, you really got to think of, they don't even come off the grid. Oh my god, these guys, man. These guys. Alright, yep, so let's take a look at the salvage. This is how it comes off the grid. Yeah, what's it called? A maneuvering thruster. It's in the way. Okay. So then the way to get out is this way. Not as bad. You would think that you would want that somewhere else.
And this posting from Malanowski, Argomov Copilot Seat FFS. So Copilot Seat takes control over the ship when a player sits in it, rendering the pilot unable to fly the ship. Therefore, you cannot have the pilot fly the ship, and the Copilot operates the defensive turret if you get attacked. We find out the hard way. CRG again, 10 out of 10. Once again, no one at CRG quickly tested a new ship. This is unbelievable incompetent. We are not talking about a small company. This is a game studio in year 14 with more than $1 billion in funding. In 2024, CRG laid off a lot of the QA staff. I guess we, the backers, are now CRG's QA department. Summary, Moth is kit-bashed, lowest possible effort again. Mole and Moth don't share pains because reasons, aka greed. Moth prints 8 SU containers that are unnecessarily complicated to move from the elevator. If the Copilot seat of the Moth is occupied, for example to use the remote turret, the pilot loses control over the ship. Moth is bugged, her salvage beam is slower than it should be. CRG still doesn't seem to understand that forcing multi-crew onto players is wrong. Instead, CRG should make multi-crewing fun, rewarding, and interesting. For what she does, Moth is way overpriced. No one at CRG spent even like 5 minutes to quickly test the Moth. The sad thing is, CRG is getting more and more lazy. 2025 was CRG's best year in funding by a huge margin, so Chris thinks he can get away with it, and sadly he can. I have a lot of respect for CRG's hardworking devs, coders, artists and QA people, but they're down by the very few people on top, Chris and his cronies, who cannot manage such a huge and very ambitious project. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. I want to show you the Valaka tank. It's actually quite huge, but of course it has no use at all. It's just hanger decoration fluff. You can do nothing with it. You cannot even shoot at it. Oh, you can. I mean, you cannot destroy it, but you can move it with bullets, okay? Nothing in this game has mass. Everything has a mass of an empty paper bag. Okay, I didn't expect this.
Not because our physics code is terrible, in fact, it's great.
Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter or on Blue Sky.